Hello, coders. Hopefully you can hear me now. That was a classic case of the audio interface was just dropped out of the sky and just went, nope, I'm not even going to be recognized. Please restart the machine. So I've got no idea why. It was working perfectly fine yesterday. I didn't do anything. I didn't change any cables. I just restarted the machine. Anyway, we don't have a lot of time. It's we've got about 45 minutes now, and I've just restarted everything. So I probably need to restart the Docker machine. Let's get into the code here. And what we were doing was, that's a bit too big, isn't it? What we were doing was, see, this is what I have to do at the start of the streams. What I was doing was working on some CSS stuff. So let's just see. Nope. Okay, Docker machine. So I'm rushing now. Start. And let's see if we can get the... I don't even know if I've got the... Yeah, there they are. Right. So what we were doing was building this in... or having a look at this in dev mode. In mobile mode, sorry. And we were comparing the two screens. So this screen versus this screen. Let me just see where the... where this has got to. Come on, bring up my VM, please. I'm so sorry about that. I dropped the ball. I should have seen that. What's happening is my audio interface, it's got some lights that go up and down. I looked at that and I thought, yeah, it's working. But what I didn't see was that there wasn't anything coming into OBS. So I completely dropped the ball on that one. I should have just married it up with that, and yeah. Anyway, let's do an eval. If anyone still can't hear me, or even if you can hear me, let me know in the chat. That'd be great. So Docker PS. Okay, so we're back up and running at last, meaning we should be able to refresh these pages. And we were looking at this issue here, the issue with the space. Essentially, it needs to be the same height as this, and we did put 15 minutes on the clock. I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to put that back on. Right, so let's see now how we can fix that. What should it be? I've got a feeling it's supposed to be M4, like as in margin 4 top. That's off that one. You've got section courses here, padding 4 top. What was that? P4 top. Then you got the course selection. Course selection has a MD padding of 8. And then the first, it looks like the first course has a padding top of 4. So it's padding 4 of 4. I think that's the thing that will push it out. So if we had a look at this and had a look at this one, margin bottom of 16. So this, I think, needs to be a margin bottom of 4 and then a margin bottom of 16 on MD, I think. I think that's it. So let's go into our pricing template. Down in here. Load this up. So we've got it's up here, isn't it? MB of 8. I think that needs to be, and then we've got MD of 4. Oh no, that's margin bottom. Sorry, up here. So that is probably MB of 4. MD of 16. Alright, so let's, whoops, let's type that out. MB of MB of 4 md colon. All right, let's refresh and see if that looks any better. Yeah, you can hear me now. Ah, dear. Yes, that's looking better, isn't it? Top and bottom. Okay, I'm being asked a question regarding Docker. So the question is it possible to clone an open source project into a Docker container and then contribute to it inside that? Yeah, I'm going to say yes. I mean, so the open source project will be a bunch of files on perhaps GitHub or GitLab or whatever. You would download those and then you would bind mount that into your Docker container. I'm making a massive assumption here that it's a web-based project, and therefore the Docker container that you're using perhaps is the web server. That's a massive assumption that I've just made there. But if that's the case, then yes, all you do is bind mount I say all you do. It's not straightforward, but what you do is you in, say, Docker Compose, you would bind mount the files that you've just downloaded, you've just cloned, into your web server, into the virtual host path, the document root path. If massive assumption, if this is a web project. But yes, the short answer is yes. I hope that helps. Okay, so what we have here is MB of 4, that's what we've added. And I just want to visually see that does look a wee bit bigger though, doesn't it? Because you've got your padding of 4, but then you've got more space here, don't you? You've got more space down on the first one. The first one has a padding top of 4, therefore that would be 8 between these two. Is it 8 between the two above here? So you've got 4, where are we? MT of 4, margin top of 4 on MD, padding bottom of 4, and then is there a padding top of 4 above here? Yes, there is. So that is actually 8. That's 8. That is 4, I think, and that's 4. So therefore, this needs to be padding bottom of 4. That needs to be padding top of 4, and padding bottom of 4, and then this needs to be padding top of 4. I think. Yes. So where we've got learn, that needs to be a padding PT of 4, I think, because you got a PB of 4. Let me just refresh that. Do it one by one. Another question I've been asked is, what is the benefit of using CSS framework like Tailwind? The benefit, that's looking better, isn't it? That's better. So then we need to have a better spacing here. So the benefit for me, and I'm going to caveat all of this by saying for me, because what benefits me perhaps won't benefit you. For me, it's because A, I'm not a designer, and B, it's quick. So I can just throw utilities classes on the markup and play with very quickly the styles rather than going through a style sheet. Now, I have a plan. It probably won't happen this year, but my plan is to move away from Tailwind once I am 100% happy with the style of everything. And what I'll do is probably build my own bunch of Sass files, I think, that represent what we have here. So my way of thinking is that we would grab, say, like later down the line, I would grab this and go computed grab the files, the styles, and put them in my own CSS later down the line. Once I'm still in the period of deciding the color scheme, the margins, as you can see. I'm still in that sort of prototyping space, and I think once I'm agreed on that, I also have said that I wouldn't mind getting a designer to actually look at this and cast some suggestions in my direction as to how to improve this from a design point of view. So with Tailwind, the reason why I'm using it is because it's so quick and it allows me to get away with working out things quickly. You know, I can just throw in margins and padding and change the color, change the size very, very quickly, without thinking about how CSS should be done in the traditional way, because I find that quite difficult. Whereas I find this really fast, but I do appreciate going forward. I probably shouldn't be using Tailwind in a production environment like this, because there's a lot of duplication. There's a lot of things that I perhaps could do differently. There's an argument to say that maybe Tailwind is too big for this website, and therefore I would be, because something I've found recently is that because the Tailwind puts in a lot of resets things like the lists and the ULs and the, all CSS frameworks start with a reset. There is in some situations in this site, I've had to put the resets back, or I had to remove the resets, go back to the original, especially around the code notes, because in the code notes, I'm building the code notes through markup, and I would like the code notes to actually look like proper, what HTML should look like, without any kind of fancy styling on it. Yeah. But it's, I am never going to say that you should be doing this or that, because it's completely individual to the project that you're on. All I know is that I've been able to build this very, very quickly because of Tailwind, and that is the overall benefit for me. That's too big, isn't it? So if we go here, we've just discussed that. That should be P4. Now, that we could either do this. Also, Tailwind, because I'm not a designer and because I lean more to the back-end dev rather than the front-end dev in terms of full-stack dev, I think that I have put in a lot of divs, a lot of things where I shouldn't have. This isn't semantic HTML, and I think what I've done is I've fallen into the trap of, because I'm using Tailwind, I just put things in like a div, just put a div around it, when I really should be thinking about the HTML in a more of a semantic way, labeling things properly, having the not labeling things, using the correct labels for the correct meaning, rather than just having a div, having two divs, and then having one look like a header where it should actually be a H1, that kind of thing. Yeah. Have I done it here? Can you see all the divs? It's nuts. Divs all over the place. We got span. So that shouldn't be a span. That should not be a span. Why is that a span? That shouldn't be a span. And it's only because I've thrown it together and just said, well, I can put a block element on it and it's a text of 5XL. Actually, this should be a heading. Like that. Pricing should be a heading. That should be the second heading of that pricing. So yeah, there's a lot of room for maneuver on this. I appreciate that it's terrible. But I'm on my own here, so it's terrible and I accept it. Okay, so what should I do? Should I put a margin? I think I might put a margin on here. Sorry, a padding on here, a margin on here, I think. This is LG Flex, LG item, blah blah blah. Okay, so I can. Let me think. It's gonna need to be, if we're doing that as, let's just see what this looks like in responsive mode. Yeah. So it needs to be MT4, I think. Nope. Alright, let's try P4. Padding top 4. Let's put that in. There we go. That's better. Now this I need to deal with, because the whole height on this is different because of that MD. So the MD is the medium. A great thing with Tailwind is that you don't have to worry about writing media queries. You can just do it in line like this. Some people like it, some people hate it. I'm wondering if we remove that. There we go, that brings it up to the top. So we got now padding 4, and if we go to the home page and brought that into responsive 2, what's that? See, that's MD20. Is that what I've just removed from here? I think it is. Yeah. MD20, MB20. Okay. All right. So they are good. However, I've just noticed something. That should be. So that's 2XL. And am I right in thinking that that's... That's 4XL. I'm right. Okay, so let's drop that down to 2. Bring that up to 4. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll bring that up to 4, I think. Just so it's in line. And I realized I'm doing this in a different branch. In the main branch. Ugh. That's annoying. Let's go back to the home page a minute. And let's put that up at 4XL. See, really what I should be doing is saying, well, okay, we've agreed that is 4XL. So we've settled on this. So let's create a class in a style sheet which has all of this in, and then all I do is apply the class rather than all of these things, because they are the same. So yeah. Yeah, I can't spell that word either. That's still... Have I refreshed? Hang on, wait, hang on, text 4XL? Why is that still 2XL? Homepage. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. I'm on the courses page. There is, that's better. There is something that there's a lot of things that I want to do here. Like, for instance, that needs to be an actual logo rather than a name. I wouldn't mind building some sort of Netflixy type course type thing going on here rather than just dotted about. Make it slightly different from the actual courses page. And also on the courses page, of course, we've got more courses than this. So this is stuck down to 5, whereas we actually have 16 in total. Some are yet to be put on, but what I'm thinking is maybe having like a course for like Docker, like a Docker strip and a Linux strip and a PHP strip. Maybe, you know, do it by tags. I don't know. Lots of ideas in my head at the moment. But anyway, that's not what we're doing today. What we're doing today is trying to work out styling, and I've gone and noticed that yes, that is wrong. MT, that's it. That's what I need to do. Let's copy that. That's better. That's looking better. Okay, so yes, good. Right, let's get back to this page then, because that's what we were originally screwing around with. Let's get into here. First things first, though, I'm just going to jump into the terminal and just create a branch. Otherwise, okay, right, so that's good. That's okay. That's better. That's looking too far away. Ideally, you want this on the first scroll, right? So you want... That's better. Is that 4? Six. Why is nothing in any kind of order here? That's better. Let's get away from all these 6s and put in 4s instead. It's looking tighter. Got MB of 8s there. Let's scroll down. Yeah, I'm going to change that to be 4. Padding of 10 all around. Let's change that to padding of 8 all around, as we're dealing with 4s and 8s. Yes, I think that's looking better. It would be nice to have the whole thing on the one scroll, but it's better than it was, because we've got eight around, 4 on there. That's our hideous span. You got a margin bottom of 4. And then you've got padding of 4, margin bottom of 8. Maybe not. Surely not. Why do we have that? That's looking much better, in my opinion. On mobile. It might look terrible on the other ones, but I think that actually no, I think that looks okay. Yeah, I think that's all right. I don't know, I'm not a designer, you know. I mean, that whole sentence is wrong. That should be on one line. Learn to code with how to code well. That's just there. I mean, there's a question as to what is the even point of that. Is there a point of that? I don't think there is, actually. All right, let's get rid of it. I've got rid of the wrong thing. I should be in here. Yeah, let's get rid of that. And then what we'll do is, so that's gone. We'll take a look at, so we've still got padding bottom of 4, that's fine. Then we've got the things that we were doing earlier. So this is padding of 8. This is a padding of 4. Margin of 4, margin bottom. That is a margin bottom of 4. That is a margin top of... Oh, I see what I'm doing here. I've got... That should be 4. That should be 4. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's better. That's better, although that still looks a bit... What's this? So you got padding bottom of 4, and then you've got margin top of 4. Ah, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, because we did agree that there was going to be 8 pixels between, or 8, you know, a spacing of 8. But that looks tighter. Right, let's move on to the next one. See the massive chin. It's not a mobile phone. So yeah, I'm gonna assume that it's the same set of styling. So we'll play it down. Yeah, we got a margin bottom of 8. That's correct. Margin bottom of 4 on MD. Yep. See again, there's a lot of dupes here, a lot of duplication. It's not good. That should be 4. 2 and 4. 2 and 4, yep. Margin bottom of 6. That should be 4. And then that should be 4 and 4. Right, let's do it one at a time. Yeah, that's better. Let me just double check. 4 and 4, and then 4 across here. Is that the same with that? Yeah, that is the same with that. Maybe I don't need to have... Does that go? Yeah. I think what we need to do is actually drop the bottom of that and the bottom of that, because then it's 4 across all the way around. There's still a little bit of a chin. Can you see there's a little bit of a gap between the bottom here and that? If we refresh, it should make it a little bit tighter, I think. Yeah, it has, which is now on the single scroll, which is what I wanted, which is good. Let's just do a quick visual and see what it looks like on responsive mode. Again, I don't think that's terrible. I think that's okay. We could do with tidying that up. Let's get up to... where are we? It's been a long day. So it's that. Is it? That's 4. No, I have done that. Okay, fine. So we'll move on to the yearly one. Okay, same deal, I think. And yeah, I think we're still within our 15-minute rule. So we've done monthly, so yearly. So that should be 8. That should be 4. That's correct. That should be 4. That should be 4. We remove the bottom padding, sorry. And I think we're back in business. Yeah, we are. Right, let me see what it looks like on responsive. Yeah. Everything looks in sync. That's good. Let's get back to our lovely iPhone 5. Just bring that up a bit. Okay, let's deal with this. Because I think it's different to this one, maybe? So you've got a... Okay, I'm going to put another 15 minutes on the clock. Let's just say... Let's bring this up to... yeah, so let's say 5 past. Let's do 5 past to solve this bottom bit here. So that's fine. That's what I want. That's good. This isn't. It's a huge chin. So that's better. And that's rubbish. It's too big. It's too big, and I'm trying to work out why. So we've got... Right, so we got a margin bottom of 4, which is good because that's the thing that we want. But down here we then have our... Oh, what's that? That seems fine. That seems fine. Then we've got our spider's web of divs here. So we've got the header, and then we've got these divs. These are the containers. Aha! Margin bottom of 4. See, we should get rid of these. Well, actually, this isn't going to work, is it? Because we could remove the one on here, but then we would still need it for the... So really, what we need is a contain. We need this container to have a margin bottom. Remove these. Yeah. No, that won't work because we still need to have the individual margin bottoms because that's the thing that's bringing in the... Right. Okay, so... is there a way to do SM for small and then... Or is there a way of just doing margin bottom of 0? That hasn't done anything, has it? Margin bottom of 0. See, if I was to remove the whole... Is that... No, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. It's not margin, is it? Let's get that back. That's getting there, but come on, there we go. So I think it's that there. We need to set that to be margin bottom of maybe 4. Does that look the same? No, it doesn't. What is that there? So it's margin of 0, right? Yeah. That is the same gap. Okay. Right. So what we need to do, and if I go to responsive, that hasn't screwed up. No. So what we need to do is change that to be 0, I think. And if this isn't it, we've run out of time. Yay, there it is. There it is. That should now be wrapping around with our margin padding of 4. Sorry, our margin of 4, which is here. Sweet. And that should be the same from the top of there upwards. Yes, it is. Good. Okay, that's done. Yeah. Definitely agree with that that statement there. Using a framework simplifies things and increases productivity. Yeah. So like I just smashed through a whole page there and played with another one, tweaking margins and padding and all sorts of stuff. And now I've settled on this page that in my opinion is okay. At some point I would like to settle on these classes and then look at these as individual components. I'm talking in React language now. This used to be a React app, but that's going in a different direction. So what I would like to do is like eventually look at these and go, right, what are the classes, what are the styles of these things, and actually build out my own Sass file for this. So we don't have all of these crazy divs. We don't have a DOM that is spider's webs of stuff, which shouldn't really be. We've got spans where we shouldn't have spans. We've got all sorts of crazy stuff. We've got divs that have different responsibilities. Some are rows, some are columns. It's not from a markup point of view. This is very untidy, but from a productivity point of view, this is very snappy. So it's a complete trade-off, total trade-off. This is a compromise. When you're using frameworks, it is a compromise between purism and efficiency, I think. So yeah. Anywho, I'm going to shoot off. I'm going to catch my dinner. I should say that I won't be streaming this time next week. I'm taking a social media blackout next week, so I won't be on Twitter or Twitch or YouTube next week at all, or Rumble or Odyssey. So there won't be a podcast next week, live one at least. But I will be continuing this week, so I will be live on Thursday night as usual at 8 p.m. British Summer Time, and then. Yeah, and I'll see you. And then after that, I'll see you in about a fortnight's time. It's good to take a social media holiday. Thank you ever so much for watching. Happy coding, everybody. Have a great evening, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye bye.